I'm starting to become really afraid that this challenge is gonna be a total fail. That's not good. I learned my lesson. If I ever do this challenge again, this is great. Everything is going great and the challenge is going amazingly. Yippee. Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Kenzie and today I'm going to be taking you along with me as I attempt to write 10,000 words in a day. Now, I am already at a little bit of a disadvantage because I slept in a little later than I meant to, and then I had to take a little more time to get ready, and now it is 10:38. So I'm at a little bit of a later point than I wanted to be, but I'm still gonna do my best to get into the groove of it, really work towards hitting this goal for the day, and we'll just see how things go. So if you're new here, I am currently working on my adult fantasy novel, which is going under the name Project Calliope. I am on my 4th draft currently, and I'm kind of rewriting the entire thing from scratch with this draft, which sounds crazy, but it has been working super well for me. So I'm currently at the end of chapter 2, and I am about, I think, 11,000 words into the manuscript. So hopefully that means that by the end of today, I'll be around 21,000 words. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure how far I'm actually gonna be able to get. This might not go as well as I'm hoping, but I'm really gonna try and push for that because I really want to get as many words as I'm able to. There are a lot of things going on in my life, which I will discuss with you probably in a different video, but I need to make sure I'm getting the words in while I can before things get a lot more busy and a lot more stressful. So hopefully today will go great. So I'm just gonna go ahead, sit down and do a little starting session, see how far I can get. But before we do that, I'm gonna make a coffee. So I just wrapped up my first sprint. I got started a little bit later than I wanted to, but I got 570 words in that 30 minutes, which is a decent start. I am really gonna have to pick up the pace if I want to hit 10K today. So I'm a little scared about this. We'll see how this goes. Anyways, it went pretty good. I got a good start on chapter 3. Chapter 3 is one where I'm keeping a lot of the content from draft 3. A lot of my beginning chapters I am pretty much scrapping what I had before in draft 3, but chapter 3 I am taking quite a bit of it because it just makes sense for the chapter and for this moment in the story. That is making it a little bit easier. I made myself a little plot list thing of what I need to be including in this chapter. I just went through chapter 3 in draft 3 and wrote down like the biggest points. So that did take a little bit of my time out of actually drafting. So hopefully the next one will be a little bit faster because I do have this list to go off of, which is very helpful. I think I'm going to take a very quick break, probably just like 10 minutes or something, and then I'm going to go ahead and get back to writing, do another 30-minute, maybe an hour long sprint, and we'll see where we go from there. It is 12 now, so I am really gonna have to pick up the pace on this. I do want to write a little bit faster so that I can actually hit this word count, you know? I'm gonna take a break and I will be back in a little bit. again. Sorry if you can hear my washer in the background. I'm doing laundry. I just finished another sprint, a little 30-minute session. This one did go a bit faster. I ended up getting 790 words. So that brings up the total for the day to 1,360. So I do still have quite a ways to go. I have about 8,700 words still to write, but this one went a little bit faster, a little bit better. I'm definitely making progress on chapter 3. It's been really fun to still take the same material from my original chapter 3, my draft 3, chapter 3, and rewrite it, add more detail and atmosphere and feeling into it. I'm really liking how it's turning out, so I'm excited to keep going, but I think I'm gonna grab some lunch because I'm very hungry and I need to let my camera battery charge real fast so that I can keep filming this video. So I will see you in a little bit after I've got some lunch, and I'm excited to keep going. This is going pretty good so far. I just finished another little sprint, again 30 minutes. I don't know, that's been what's been kind of working for me lately, so I keep going for 30 minutes because I feel like it's not too long, but it's not too fast. It went really good. I got 900 words, so we are definitely picking up the pace. That means that I am up to 2,261 words. So for an hour and a half, I would definitely say that that is very good. It is currently 2:28. I am feeling a little bit tired of being back here. This is my back bedroom area where I have my desk and my office set up, I guess. But there are no windows back here, which is why the lighting is always terrible every time I come back here to film. So I am kind of feeling like going out to sit in the front in my little reading chair area. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and just keep working away at this. So far so good. I would say probably halfway through chapter 3, so that's really good. Usually it takes me a couple days to get through a chapter. I have been taking a little bit of content, I think I mentioned this, a little bit of content from draft 3 for chapter 3. Once I get to chapter 4, I don't think that I'll be doing that anymore because chapter 4 will be back to more original to this draft things, so I might slow down a little bit once I get to there. But for chapter 3, it's been going great so far, and I'm not really just copy and pasting anything. I am editing what I'm taking and perfecting what I'm taking from draft 3. Or not perfecting, but polishing. It might slow down, it might not, I don't know. I'm gonna go move some things around, get set up, and I will be back for another sprint in a little bit. Okay, I just wrapped up another session. This time I was going for an hour. I ended up calling it quits just a couple of minutes before I hit that hour at 54 minutes. Just because I had gotten to a point where I was at the end of the chapter. I didn't really know where I was going next because I didn't bring my notes out here with me and I didn't feel like going to get them, so I just called it quits there. But that was a pretty productive session. I got 956 words, which I want to see if that is because I did a longer session or because I'm running out of steam. Because like I was saying earlier, 30 minutes has been working a lot better for me lately, so I'm not sure if it's the fact that I went for longer than I normally do that made me write at a bit of a slower pace, or just because I'm running out of steam a little bit. I wrote almost as much in this hour as I did in the last 30-minute session, so I'm not too happy with that. I don't know, I'm gonna keep working and I think do a 30-minute session after this. I'm gonna take a little break for now. Even if I don't get very much more, which I'm not planning to, but even if this was it, I have surpassed my kind of quota for the day. I have my Scrivener configured to tell me the amount that I should be writing every day in order to hit my goal end date for this project, so I have hit that. I'm at least on track to finish the novel when it needs to be finished. Hopefully I will be able to get lots more done today. For now I'm gonna take a break. We'll see how things go from there. I just wrapped up yet another sprint or session. I did another 30-minute session. It did seem to go a little bit faster, so I don't don't think it's that I'm running out of steam. I think it just is that 30-minute sessions are working a lot better for me right now. So I won't be doing any more hour sessions. I just wanted to try it out. I got 789 words, which brings my total for today up to 4,006 words. So I still have 6,000 words to write, and it's 5:23. I'm starting to become really afraid that this challenge is going to be a total fail. I'm definitely going to keep trying my best and hoping for a recovery on this and hoping that I will be able to pull through and actually get 6,000 more words, but I'm starting to be a little bit afraid of that. So it has been about 3 hours total of me writing to get 4,000 words, which means that I'm looking at about 5 more hours to finish this challenge, which if I write continuously from now until 10, then that should be about enough to finish, which isn't too bad. But I also have other things to do, like make dinner and eat. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to get the 10,000 words. I'm gonna take a look at what I'm gonna do for dinner, and then I might go and sit back at my desk because I am running into a point where I kind of need to reference draft 3 a little bit more, and on my iPad I can only look at one manuscript at a time. So I might go ahead and move back to my desk to do some more work there. I'm gonna take just a very small break, hopefully, unless I end up cooking right now, to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner, and then I will come back in a little bit. I'm about to sit down and do another sprint. I just ate dinner and stuff, so hopefully that will fuel me through a little bit more. I really wish that I had done a couple of things differently. Really wish I had gotten up earlier, and I really wish that I had done 2 30-minute sprints instead of that 1 hour-long sprint, but I learned my lesson. If I ever do this challenge again, I will make sure to wake up earlier, and I will stick to the sprints that I know are working. I'm gonna go ahead and do another sprint real fast. Hopefully it goes great. I'm really hoping that it's just gonna fly by and that I'll get a ton of words, but we will see. I'm pretty much done with chapter 3 at this point. I'm just gonna go ahead and look over draft 3 chapter because, like I was saying, I wasn't able to open it on my iPad, so I wasn't able to really cross-reference, but I want to just run through the draft 3 chapter 3 to make sure that everything I wanted to have in draft 4 is crossed over. But as long as everything is there, I'm pretty much done with chapter 3, so that's really great. And then I'm just going to start working on chapter 4, which is more original to this draft. It's kind of similar to an older chapter from my previous drafts, but a little bit new. I'm approaching it a little bit differently. I also need to check in on how draft 3 looked for that scene, just to make sure that I'm communicating what I want to be communicating. And sometimes I feel like drafting from scratch, I'm not able to really do that, which is why I keep referencing back, is so that I can make sure that the context is carrying over, because I feel like I kind of conveyed a couple of things better in draft 3 than I'm able to from scratch because I was editing, if that makes sense. This might be all very convoluted and not make any sense at all, but I don't know. I'm just gonna be cross-referencing more, which is why I moved back to this room so that I can reference my other drafts a little bit better than I am able to on my iPad. All that to say, I'm about to sit down and do another sprint, and hopefully it will go really well. Okay, a little bit of a worrying update. I am like 3 minutes into my sprint, and my finger joint knuckle, like right here, is bothering me. Every time I try to type, it really hurts, so that's not good. If I'm trying to write 6,000 words and it hurts to type, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is great. Everything is going great, and the challenge is going amazingly. Yippee. Hello, I am coming to you on another day to very sadly let you know that I was not able to complete this challenge. So after the clip that you just saw, I really tried my best to keep typing, and I wasn't able to type for more than a couple of seconds. For whatever reason, I just was having a really bad pain in my knuckle. I think just from typing so much throughout the day. I think I probably strained it because I was typing so much and for so long. And I really did what I could to make it better. I took some Tylenol, I sat with ice on my hand for like 30 minutes, and it just wasn't getting better. And the past couple of days since I filmed this video, it has slowly been getting better, but I mean, the day after I filmed, still couldn't type. It still was a little bit sore the day after that, so very unfortunately, it just was not possible for me to continue this challenge. And at the end of the day, the point of this was to get me to make more progress on Project Calliope, and if I make it impossible for myself to type, I'm just defeating the purpose, because I need to be able to type to keep working on this story. I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a disappointing video because I didn't finish the challenge, but I do have to take care of my well-being before anything else, so I ended up calling it quits, which I am a bit disappointed about, but that just is how it is. I am very happy that I got 4,000 words though, because that is more than I typically write in a day. Usually I can hit around 2,000 words if I get a good session in, but oftentimes I'm getting a bit less than that, usually more like 1,000 words or less. I really would consider this to be a success, even though I didn't fully complete the challenge and write the 10,000 words. I still think this was a win, and I know it might be a little bit less of an exciting video for you to watch, but I still think that I did pretty good, and even though I'm disappointed about not finishing the challenge, I'm still proud of the work that I was able to do. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever done a challenge like this. I'm thinking about doing some kind of variation of this in the future, the next time I feel like filming a writing challenge, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me an apple emoji down in the comments, and I appreciate you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!